All right then, friends, we are back once again.
Yes, my lord.
All right then, friends, we are back again one more time for a look at our exclusive. Can't speak today. All right then, friends, we are back again here on Cubcam TV for another journey into Middle-earth as we continue our Third Age Divide and Conquer version 3 campaign. We're still on version 3, yes, I know. Once the campaign is finished, we will update and we will move into the new 4.5 version, which is now obviously available. Out to everyone at Divide and Conquer, of course, keeping us updated with very enjoyable updates for this game, which is it's just so enjoyable, as you can see. I look forward to doing these walkthrough videos because I enjoy the game so much. It's literally the game I've played most in my life, without a shadow of a doubt. More than FIFA, more than anything else. Third Age Total War, the base game, plus the mods as an overall thing, would be the game I've played the most. Like, it's stupid. We're talking like 4,000 or 5,000 days. I don't know, something stupid like that. That's exaggeration. I'm exaggerating, okay? That's how much I care about this game. So this is where we left off. The last game we did, of course, have the 4,000 versus 4,000 man battle, which was pretty epic, and we came out of it near enough unscathed. However, we are now faced with the arduous task of taking out Carn Dum. Now, the issue with this is we have little to no infantry. Now, infantry is going to be so crucial in this fight that we literally have none. Like, I'm going around all of these bits. We have maybe 6 units, not even that, available, which is it's quite terrifying, to be honest with you, because we have no way of actually breaking down the door. So I have decided that we are gonna wait it out, and we are going to wait for them to sally out, and we're going to take them that way, purely because we don't have the infantry, and by the time we get infantry up there, we will, it will come down anyway, so there's no point rushing it, essentially. We are, of course, in the process of moving new units up to the north, as we move to take Gundabad out, which we will need infantry for. I mean, that's pretty much even between cavalry and infantry there. I'm putting a bit more focus into infantry units around here. You see there's more cavalry there. But, yeah, if I want to check, actually, there's no infantry there. I'm literally lying without meaning to. Sorry, there we go. We need infantry, 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 infantry. That's what we need. It'll take a bit longer to get up there, so hopefully we can utilize provinces like Dunyard and places like this, which do have infantry available. Even the farmhand pikes are useful, to be honest with you. Let's cut all these out. Let's focus in on the infantry, because we've got nice loads there. If we can get maybe 2 extra stacks of infantry to take us up there, with us, sorry, that might be a better way of saying it. At least then we are actually able to siege places out properly, which is the only real issue when you're playing as Rohan. Their force is so heavily reliant on cavalry that when it comes to sieges, you kind of just have to wait it out half the time, or you will lose most of your men. It's that simple, really. So, right, let's skip to the next turn, and I'm going to make sure I am actually speaking over the volume bit which comes in here, because that's the bit I keep getting flagged on, copyright-wise. But as I've said before, this channel isn't really a money-making channel yet. It's nowhere near being a money-making channel. It's definitely still in its growth phase, shall we say. So I'm very much trying to just establish some series, establish what I'm doing, and kind of go from there. So I think Carn Dum has 4 turns to go, so what we are going to do is kind of speed run through these first 4 turns. I perhaps should have done these off camera, but I was a bit too excited to just get into the campaign, so we're going to kind of go from there and wait and see basically what happens. I think we are going to take Carn Dum in the next turn. I can't see them without that 1,000 unit block of defenders. I can't see them really sallying out and doing enough damage to kind of thwart as much cavalry as we have, because our cavalry will, in open war, our cavalry will run through them, like, out of the way, gone, no chance. It's just obviously in the castles and inside the fortress there isn't much room to maneuver, and getting the cavalry in was a bit of an effort to begin with. So, yeah, I just don't really want to... I don't want to repeat the same fight, you know what I mean? I'd rather they sally out and we fight in front of the castle, and then it's a different fight rather than the original Siege of Carn Dum that we did. Why do you always want me to take Rockburg? It's not... I can't take it. It's owned by allies. That means that's the dwarves then, isn't it? That is... Yeah, that'll be Carn Dum if that's there. So that's the only nearby ally I have. Very interesting. See it? You're just kind of floating around, really, aren't you?
Yes,
any chance of any infantry here? No? Didn't think so. We are kind of in the middle of a weird economic part of this game because we are literally in the process of...
yes, my lord.
you were going to Litash, weren't you? Yes. We're in the process of essentially funding an army without any funds. So, take that as you will. You can link up with them.
Your orders,
You can link up with them.
My lord. By your command. Yes.
And you can head north.
With honor. We shall
Bregnas,
continue tomorrow.
I say I'm primarily focusing on infantry, but there's just so much cavalry available. It's really annoying because it's so tempting to make it. I know how good it's going to be every time. That's the annoying thing with cavalry. This game definitely has a lean towards cavalry being OP. Can I make anything done? No, no. It's quite mad that these northern ones are actually more equipped than my places. I suppose I came in quite quickly. I didn't really have the chance to build the infrastructure. But how long have we got on this? 4 turns. Skip by quickly. We're going to have to kind of skip through these first turns quite quickly. I didn't realise I still had 4 turns to go until it would be siegeable. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait it out, and I'm going to have to keep speaking over this little bit here because I haven't worked out how to turn the basically get rid of that sound there because that bit of music playing in the background is from the films, and it'll get picked out by pretty much copyright things, essentially. So, copyright things. That's what we're calling them now. That's the industry standard name. But yeah, overall, I want to say thank you to everyone who is engaging with the channel, is getting involved with the channel, because there is obviously so much content going up from different areas. We've by the time this will have come out, I believe we will have released the next edition of Top 5s, which is obviously looking at Da Vinci. I actually wrote the script for that today on the date of recording for this, which I recorded this on the 4th of the 5th. What month is it again? Is it May? I think it's May, yeah. I'm losing track. Lockdown really does have me losing track of what day is what. Writing in Litash. Well, we need to immediately see to that. There we go. What's this guy called? Frialov. Hello, it's Frialov. Oh, God. Oh, God, why are they all fighting? I can't beat the dwarves with cavalry. I can't do it. The other two I can beat with cavalry, so I'm having to stick with the dwarves. Look at our alliance. We're so nice and tidy. Now it's just shattering purely because the dwarves are getting a bit angry. It doesn't look good for me either because I'm siding with a nation that is warring with good nations. I don't know how that will play into the grand world scheme of politics. If there is such a thing. We just want to get troops out of the south, really, don't we? We want to get them up to the north. They're there. Anything coming in? Any of these? Any men? Anywhere? Anywhere? New? Siglet.
Your will, my lord. My lord.
They almost definitely can join up.
By your command. Orders. March.
Yes.
Up you go.
With honor.
We're going to get attacked by Bree or the Dunedain. There's no way we won't. It makes too much sense for them. Like, we are stretched. We have nothing across this front line, nothing all the way up here. We've gone on pretty much like a Doom campaign to take Carn Dum, a Dum campaign, if you will, and then we're going to take Gundabad, which should be, I mean, that won't be easy, to be honest with you. And they've got a few provinces along here. So we're pretty much just establishing ourselves as almost like the border of the Misty Mountains. That's what we're doing. We're almost like sprinting through and extinguishing the evil factions along the way.
I can greet you, but not serve you.
So, yeah, now... Anyway, yeah, back to what I was saying about the channel in general. Breakfast is getting a really good reception now. We're getting loads of listeners. The listener time, I think, is up at around... I think it's 18 minutes now, average listener time on the show. So that means essentially the average person is listening for at least 18 minutes, which from what I can tell is pretty flipping good, to be honest with you. It means people are actually sitting and listening to the content. I know there's YouTube videos that I click on. Most YouTube videos I click on, I'm on for about 3 minutes maximum before I go, I've had enough. My concentration is at that point, as the same with most people. That I prefer long haul content as well. So to see that it's actually up at that number is quite satisfying more than anything else. Wow, the dwarves are at Fornost. They are going to be unstoppable. I don't know if the scripts popped in where they declare war on everyone. But if they're at Fornost already, Fornost de Rhein, that's the name of that, isn't it? Fornost's like around. That's Dead Man's Die. So that's Fornost. Hang on. Still neutral, yeah. So they are storming through. Wow, that is terrifying. I am glad I picked the dwarves because the other ones I will have no chance of fighting them off. So we've still got 2 turns to go. Just get these guys moving up.
Yes.
It's just quicker to do it on this before.
No further, my lord.
The other one, and then you
orders,
join in. You go to there.
With honor,
Should be able to get a couple of get the archers in from Breakness. There we go. And that's still primarily cavalry, but you know, we'll deal with it. And
your orders, my lord.
On your way up, and we'll expect to the next go. Anyway, back to what I was saying again. It's a lot of conversation on this episode. It's almost like a podcast. But yeah, what I found with the breakfast shows is they're getting bigger and bigger. The guests are getting bigger and bigger as well. Obviously, I'm aware that there's going to be quite a different audience coming to the channel to watch these third aged videos than there are going to be coming to watch the breakfast show, which is obviously a lot more sort of dance music orientated, a lot more sort of it's a lot more music orientated, shall we say, than the rest of the channel, which is obviously based more around gaming and other bits. But obviously that's what I do for a day job normally, you know what I mean? I'm a breakfast show presenter normally, which is why I want to make sure we're covering both things. I'm interested in a lot of things, and I want this channel to actually represent that, you know? I want to be involved in a lot of different areas. So, Lorien apparently is under attack. That's not good news. Who are they going to be under attack from? Mordor, maybe? Who knows? Not my problem. Finabel besieged. That is interesting. War declared between the Grey Havens. So the Breland, like Breland, aren't going to win that. They're all kicking off in Eriador right about now. Nice, another general. He can lead up. Aldberg. That's what I like to see. I love the upgrades. You'll get there eventually. No rush on that.
Yes, my lord.
Up you go.
Your will, my lord.
You join in.
Joining forces, my lord.
Boom.
Making camp here.
So this turn should be when we can actually have this big introductory fight with there we go. This is going to be Carn Dum being knocked out because look, they've got that many men. There's no way on earth they can do it. We're going to sweep in. We're going to clap them to pieces. That's what we're going to do. We're going to end the turn. And they are going to jump out of the siege and attack us, and that's what we're going to do. But yeah, on a short note, I always seem to talk about the channel in general on these breaks in between turns, but I think that's a good thing. It keeps everyone updated with what's going on. But yeah, in general, it's looking good. The subscribers are going up. I'm hoping that we might actually even be approaching 300 by the time this video decides to land, which should be about 7-8 days after I record it. So hopefully by then we will be sitting on approaching 300 followers. We've gone up 30 over this weekend, so I'm hoping that's going to carry on going. And the aim, of course, is to be at 500 by the end of lockdown, which I think we're definitely going to be able to achieve if we carry on at the same trajectory. Right then, the remnants of Angmar have decided to stand up, and we are going to fight this. Maybe a little bit tedious, but we are going to fight it, and we're going to untick all of these because Agendour is out. We're going to see what they do. Because put it this way, we had 5 units of cavalry pretty much going in on Agendour. He was their last unit remaining. 1 unit, just him alone. And I think he managed to survive for, I think it was 12 game minutes or something ridiculous like that on his own, surrounded by other enemy men, and he just didn't die. I mean, I know the Rohirric infantry isn't great, and it's not exactly world-beating, but it was, like, ridiculous. So, I'm happy we've waited it out. It's given us a chance to kind of look around the Empire, see what's going on, consolidate a little bit, and now we can see them actually come to assault us. They're going to come out, and we are going to take them out of the game. Look at all these men around the corner here. Look how many there are. Thousands. That's it. Out you come, lads. Look at the little walk legs. Look at them go. I watched the new Rick and Morty episode today. Mind-blowing stuff. When I say mind-blowing, I mean my mind can't contemplate what they're talking about half the time, which is not normally something I would admit to, but it's getting even more hilariously abstract. If you're not a Rick and Morty fan, Probably not a conversation for you, but yeah, very, very enjoyable indeed. So we're waiting pretty much for our men to all arrive. I mean, what are they doing? It's all getting a little bit weird on the front here. Woo, lag spike. So that's what we're doing. We're now waiting for our men to pretty much come up to the front line. The walls just... they look so funny with the tiny little legs. Look at the tiny little legs! So, all of these elite general units focusing on those wargs. Let's take them out. I had enough here. I mean, they're not great, the wargs, are they? They don't seem to ever don't seem to ever hold up well in combat. I always heard that wargs are the ones that aren't good in hand-to-hand combat, but they always seem to disappear pretty quickly. Temple Wards, Iron Crown Warriors, the Witch Knights, they're the ones to worry about. And that looks pretty epic. So we're going to use all of our cavalry. And just blast through them. Get what you deserve. To be fair, Carn Dum is literally not Angmar is the first nation we've actually started a fight with ourselves.
Continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And this is what you get when we actually go up against people and you don't get a head start. Most of the time, it's nations literally starting the fight with us. Did we start the fight with the goblins? Maybe. We saw how that went. So we lost Aemir in a random siege fight with rebels. Right, the Witch Knights are the horrible ones. Let's fight here. Are we already engaged with the Witch Knights? Or have they fled? Have they fled? Oh no, they're there. Right, everyone pull out. I just want to see all my cavalry lined up, to be honest with you. Yeah, different units coming in from different sides.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Where you at, lad? I do love the Angmar armour, though. It's so, like, demonic. They're just getting chopped down. We're losing a fair few men. What have we lost? 2%? So, everyone out. Let's line up. Cut you out and cut you out. The last remaining Rohirrim of this epic journey northward. Very cool.
Only half the enemy force remains. Our men have slain the enemy
Ooh,
general.
scared me then.
Worthy enemy, but no less dead for that.
Is our king in play? I think
We
that's...
must press our advantage.
One of those is our king, I think. And that's Eriador gone, isn't it? Oh, brilliant! He's gone! Hey! He's gone! Didn't take him that long this time. He's gone. It's gone! There we go. Now they're routing. There's another one there. Get this lot to rout, then it's over. Very clean. Let's finish you up. Come on. Off your trot. Who isn't routing then? Ah, conscripts. Looking very Rudowerish. Goodbye. Angmar. Why don't they all just run? Run away. Your time is up, my friends. There's about 12 of you left following this evil path. Just finish up.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be
But
ours.
now they're not. They're still happy to fire away. Look, guys. What are you trying to achieve? You are literally just causing everyone trouble, including yourselves. What a weird charge.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack. Be awed by the victory.
We probably shouldn't have lost that many men, to be honest with you. But, to be honest, I'm happy with it. It's done. The deed is done. And we are now free of Angmar. We are free of them. They are gone. They are goodbye. They are finitoed. They are annoying, and Angmar are finished. Agendour was a worthy opponent. No two ways about it. That is a very cool image. Are they? Is that elves? That must be elves going against wargs. That's a very bizarre image, because you've got literally... There's a dwarf on a horse, which looks a lot like Gimli. No, it's Rohirrim. It's Rohirrim. You can see the mark on it, and you've got one of the hobbits as well. Very unusual image. Don't know where that's from. Carn Dum is ours.
Our courage and honour have conquered.
We've taken one. We own two of the big northern provinces now. Ethering falls. The fields and the woods are wrapped in flame. I don't actually know where that is. Where Ethering is. Is it in Gondor? Might be one of the little ones. Harad not doing too well. Interesting. Khand are at war with Harad, so that's probably Khand running a bit riot. Maybe they chose the wizards. Yes. Angmar are gone. And there we go. Angmar are no more. They are defeated. They are out of the game. But our fight does not stop here.
Yes.
Yes, my lord.
We march on Gundabad. We'll leave a decent-sized garrison in Carn Dum.
Orders, my lord.
With honour and order. Move!
But our task, our eyes are now firmly fixed. You know I talk for a job. So they have the Snowwalk Fortress there. Berserker, that looks so cool. That little bit out the front as well. That does look really, really cool. So we are going to take Berserker, which looks moderately undefended. Assuming they've got a thing though. And we also have to take Dane's Halls, and they have Rakyaberg, and they have these two along here as well. So they've got a lot. This isn't going to be easy. We're not going to be able to sweep it like we swept the other one, so I think we might spend the rest of this episode preparing the preparations, was what I was about to say. That's where I am at in the world. So, assuming...
Your orders, my lord.
You can move a bit. There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, my lord.
How long will it take for you to get there?
With honour. Making camp here.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 till you're at the front line. Right, let's skip through these then. Hopefully by taking Carn Dum, we've actually freed up a little bit of extra money. I think realistically we don't actually have enough enough men to do the mountain orcs now. I think if we're clever with it and we're tactical, we should be able to sweep in quite easily. But I don't know. I've never actually fought Gundabad. I've never gone against them. I don't know what they're good at. I don't know what they're bad at. And also we have to bear in mind that we have no idea what's going to happen in Eriador. The Brelands may turn against us. We are neighbours with them in a lot of places. I don't know if the Northern Dunedain and Breland are still allies as well. So we'll have to look into that. It could get very interesting, very sticky. But our sights are set on Gundabad. We want to cleanse the mountain. And then you never know. Might give it to the dwarves. It's obviously dwarves. It's a dwarven stronghold originally. It's the birthplace or the awakening spot of
Your orders, my lord.
what's his name? Of Durin.
As you command.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
So these guys here are coming out of retirement because these are undeniably our best cavalry units. And they've just been sat here chilling. Well, we've got scouts in our front line. Like, why are we doing that?
Your will, my lord.
Go, some royal cavalry. Boom.
An order.
Yes, my
Boom.
lord.
So we really do need that infantry. That's why we're not just randomly attacking.
As you wish.
That infantry is going to be pretty crucial, I'd say. And this is just now a province where generals come from. Movatarth is essentially... We'll call it like a king... You know what we might do?
Yes. We can go no further, my lord. Making camp here.
I'm trying to think. I might try... You know what I might do, actually? I might actually look up the Elvish for King's Retreat. King's Hide. The King's Hidey Hole. Right. Let's have a little look on here, because the English to Elvish translator on Google is actually quite good. So let's see if we can do this. No, I want it to be in Elvish, as in like Elvish I can read, not just pure. I can't type that in. Come on, I need to do this a little bit differently. There we go. I'm getting the translator up on my screen, by the way. So that's what I'm doing. We're not just wasting time here. So into the text box below, and it'll translate for me. Okay, cool. Let's go then. Let's go King's Retreat. Let's translate King's Retreat. So this is supposed to translate it into Sindarin. It's saying Aran or Arain. Oh, this is really... Why is this confusing? Alright, let's go. Hidden the... Is that why it's called Fornost Orion? Does Orion mean king? No. Hidden... Let's call it the Hidden King. Dolan Aaron, apparently. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it the Hidden King. I always forget you can do this. How do you spell it? Dolan... My Sindarin is not very good at all. Dolan Aran. That's just where the kings chill. That's where the family of the king chills, and we've always got we can sleep safely in the knowledge that despite the fact that this is not a huge settlement, it doesn't really have any defenses. It's not a settlement that gets attacked very often, and Anton, Dernhelm, and Edig are just there making babies. Which is quite entertaining. So let's crack on then. We basically got to skip for a load of turns here, so I might end the episode a little bit early today just so we can do the rest of this off camera. So when it comes to the next episode, we are ready to launch our assault on Gundabad. Yeah, this isn't the most exciting episode. We're only going to really probably have one battle depending on what happens in Breland, and why they're getting so angry and raucous. I don't really get why. I don't know. Maybe someone's upset them. Maybe it was me. Maybe because of the fact they couldn't expand into the south, they've got a bit restless. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, the dwarves and the Dunedain are fully going at it. It looks very interesting. See what's going on around the world. No, I don't want to push this episode too far if it is literally just me moving units, because that isn't entertaining to watch at all. And there's only so much I can waffle on about the goings-on around Middle-earth. So I think what we might do is call it after this turn, if we can see what's going on. Yes, the Horse Breeders Guild is fine.
Yes,
you can move up a little bit further. Yeah, it's going to be a while, so I'll do the rest. I'll do this off camera just so we're not waiting, because I haven't actually got any other enemies at the time being. I like to play one enemy at a time. When I'm just surrounded by enemies, it just gets a little bit frustrating and overwhelming, if I'm honest with you. So, good with Dale, good with Dorwinion. Nice. I'm happy about that. Probably will never actually get to either of them. Well, I might get to Dale, depending on what's going on. Oh, stats are looking good. Wow, look at that. We're up to 8th in military. How are we so hot? We haven't got that big a military force. Financial 18th, that's fair enough. 7th for production, that's cool. 2nd for population. I'm not surprised. We own about a quarter of the map. Probably, about 5th of the map, I'd say. So we should be the highest. No one else has a 5th. Overall, we're in 6th. No, it's quite interesting.
Yes.
So let's have a little look. See?
With honor. An order. Yes.
I mean, we could sweep in and take Gundabad first time. We could actually sweep in and take it. But that wouldn't be entertaining. I want to make it at least a bit of a challenge.
Your will, my lord.
You know, I don't know what. You may as well just come along. Scouts may as well join us. Why not, eh? And you can get a general to go with your... Nice. There we go. We've got 3 full stacks. I mean, they're not the healthiest of units, but there we go.
With honor.
I want Gundabad to be a good one, so I might save Gundabad for last.
Noble friend.
That's just me, my confidence going, yes, we're going to do this. It doesn't matter what happens. We will defeat them without a shadow of a doubt. Right, to round up the episode then, let's have a little look about what's going on in the world. Faction rankings. Top 5. Are we in the top 5 overall? We are not, by the looks of things. Oh, we are. Are we? We're 5th. Hang on, you just said we were 6th. Are Gondor above us? I can never tell with Gondor because it's white and I can't actually see it, which is extremely frustrating. Dol Guldur are looking pretty... We're pretty much bang on with Dol Guldur, so when we get to actually fight Dol Guldur, that will be very fun indeed. Let's have a look through here. I think Rune are doing quite well. Yeah, Rune are doing very well. Mordor are doing quite nicely indeed. Dorwinion are smacking it, to be fair. And considering they're next to Rune, they must be doing... They must be claiming something. All the best factions are pretty much all in the east. Because Mordor's in the east. Obviously, you've got Rune, you've got... the eastern side of the Misty Mountains, shall we say. That seems to be where all of the better performing nations are floating around. Diplomacy. Let's have a little look about one. We don't really tend to check the world, but as we've got a few minutes to kill at the end of this episode, I think it might be a good thing to look through. Rohan, we are allies with Gondor. Dol Guldur, both sets of dwarves we've actually come close to. Lindon, we're allies with all the elves. There we go, we're allies with all the elves. That actually means earlier, I didn't realise I was allied with the elves, so that means that's definitely elvish. So there we go. Dol Amroth are... Well, up against it really there, when you see that. Ardenheim are going at them. The Ardenheim are going at them. Northern Dunedain, it's pretty much just the dwarves. They haven't really got any evil nations to go against now, because we've kind of swept it in between. So it's pretty much just going to be a big showdown in the north. It'll basically be either the dwarves or the elves that claim the north, because the Dunedain won't stand up against the dwarves. The dwarves are too good. The Dunedain are good, but the dwarves are pretty, like, untouchable. Ardenheim are allies with Carn and Mordor. Interesting that that's still going. Breland are allies with the Northern Dunedain, and that's it. And they're against Lindon and Eriador. This could very much turn into an elven dwarf versus... men scenario in the north, which could be very interesting indeed, and we're just going to float by on the outside like, hey, we're just bobbing over to Gundabad. Don't mind us. We're just chilling. Leave us alone. Easterlings of Rune. Is their emblem a dragon now? Why is it a dragon? I don't quite understand that, but there we go. Carn Dum have a lot of allies. Wow, they have a lot of allies. They are against Mordor, however. They are also not against. They're against the Orcs of Gundabad. Dwarves of Erebor, how are they looking? Allied with Ered Luin and Dale. Pretty solid. Pretty much solitude over that way. They're enemies with Rune and Gundabad. You know what I'd love to see in an expansion? I would love to see like runic dragons or something like that. Something about Rune that makes them interesting, because there's so much like Harrod, you can understand. They're in the south. They're primarily quite nomadic, quite tribe-based by what we've seen. And we know that in the far south is where the Mumakil are born and raised. But what I'd like to know is more about Rune. I'd like to know more about their kind of like the kind of history behind Rune, and I hope that's something that does get explored in the Lord of the Rings series when it comes up, because obviously they're going to be doing the Second Age. There is no reason at all for them not to look into the Far East. There's so much creative license they can look into. Yeah, right. Who else is doing it right? Dorwinion are doing really well, and they are literally just allied with Dale and the Woodland Realm, and they're up against Dol Guldur and the Easterlings of Rune, and they're doing all right. Considering Rune are doing the second best and they're doing third best, it's all kicking off in the east. Gundabad. So they are only allied with Dol Guldur. We're going to be able to sweep them pretty easily because they are literally enemies with everyone. And the Dark Lord of Mordor is allied with Mordor and Dol Guldur. Enemies, rebels. Oh, the Dark Lord of Mordor's Sauron chilling in the top right-hand corner, isn't it? There we go. So, yeah, that's how we're going to conclude today's episode. It's a little bit shorter than normal, primarily because I don't want to just be moving my men, like, up for the entire time. It'll just get a bit boring, to be honest with you. So I'll do that off camera, and when we come back, we'll be ready to continue our assault into Gundabad. So, everyone, thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe on the channel. There's going to be videos dropping of all different kinds, so if you're into music, into gaming, into just general things that are popping, there's going to be reaction videos. The top 5 videos, of course, are primarily based around sort of grime and garage and dubstep as well, so if you're into music, that's something for you. Obviously there's breakfast going on Monday to Friday, 7 till 10 is not the time. That's my old slot on Trickstar, which I'm going back to soon, but 10 to 11:30 for the time being. That's what we're doing on the channel. Brekkie is the main thing. But yeah, out to everyone involved, out to everyone following these series, and I'll see you later, guys. Peace.